Joining us this morning, Dr. Robert Basner from New York Presbyterian Columbia and Mike Birbiglia, who suffers from a sleep disorder that nearly killed him. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
We just saw in the piece before the break, Mike, that you talked about an incident where you woke up bloody from sleepwalking.
Yeah, I was in Walla Walla, Washington, which is a place, and I was at a hotel called La Quinta Inn, and I jumped out my window in my sleep. There are two details. One, I was on the second floor. Two, the window was closed. So I jumped through a window like the Hulk.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah.
And now you've worked this into your comedy show, but it doesn't seem funny. It seems very serious.
Well, it's funny because I'm alive. If I had died, it would be an E! True Hollywood Story. But yeah, no.
But why put that material in a show?
Well, you know, it's cathartic, you know, for people to hear stories and of someone who you know, is opening up to an audience. And so, you know, I tell stories, and a lot of people actually, like you were showing on your piece, actually tell us their sleepwalking stories. And the show is a lot about the stories that we don't tell people. You know, I grew up in a household where people, you know, my father would always say, don't tell anyone, you know, but not about significant things. Like, I wouldn't make the soccer team. He'd be like, don't tell anyone. I was like, they're going to know when they show up to the games and I'm not on the team. And
Mike, you said that for a long time you didn't deal with your sleepwalking. Is that a common thing, doctor, avoidance?
Absolutely. For any sleep disorder, people try to avoid it. And I think maybe that's natural. Maybe everybody does that. And, of course, everybody doesn't do that.
What causes these sleep disorders?
Well, if we're talking about these parasomnias, sleepwalking, and there are a lot of them, so there's not just one. There's sleepwalking, sleep talking. You'll recognize these night terrors, nightmares even, and then REM behavior disorder, the strange thing where you act out your dreams, which sounds something like what we've been hearing about. All of these very dangerous, so that should be understood right from the beginning. It's hard to know what causes them. There's definitely genetic factors, familial factors, but aside from that, I would say the most important things are sleep deprivation. So if you deprive yourself or you have an abnormal schedule, you're likely to rebound into one of those stages, the deep sleep or the REM sleep, and have one of those events, or waking up during those events. So, for example, if you have a real sleep disorder like sleep apnea, in the middle of deep sleep, you can start to have one of these events, and they could be dangerous to yourself or to others, people around you.
I want to quickly talk about treatment. We saw that Mike has resorted to sleeping with a sleeping bag and mittens so he doesn't harm himself, taking pills. It's pretty drastic. Is that the only solution?
Well, no. Again, you start from making the diagnosis, go to somebody who really can understand the difference between these disorders and what's disorder, what's not. Some people do strange things and they don't really have a sleep disorder. Identify if there are any underlying causes, such as sleep apnea, dangerous condition in and of itself. Medications can cause these. Alcohol can cause these. Sleep deprivation. Stop all those. But if that doesn't work, and you really diagnose the condition, then safety first, and that means safety for yourself or others. Sleep on the floor. Don't be able to get out a door or out of a window because you can do some strange and violent things, and you don't know you're doing it, basically.
As we have heard from Mike. Thank you both for your time, and congratulations on the show. I know it's gotten rave reviews.
Thank you so much.
Right.
I hope people come sleepwalk with me.